Hey, everybody. This is Scott with pray5.org. Um, it's March 30th, Saturday, the day before Easter, one of the most holiest days of Christendom. And what's our White House do? To show you the war against truth and in which righteous, the resurrection of Jesus Christ is the foundation of our faith. Our White House has decided to do a proclamation on Transgender Day of Visibility 2024. I'll put it right here and you'll be able to see it. Let me read it for you. It says, on Transgender Day of Visibility, we honor the extraordinary courage and contributions of transgender Americans and reaffirm our nation's commitment to forming a more perfect union where all people are created equal and treated equally throughout their lives. Okay, now look what they're doing. They're sprinkling in a little bit of righteousness of all men are created equal, which that means no color, no male, female, black, white, doesn't matter where you're from, and putting in a perversion to be saying, hey, this is part of that. To they say, well, it's okay. This is something that's normal. This is the way that people are born. Realize what this is. Two things. Number one is transgenderism is saying that God made a mistake and that you know more than the creator of the universe, more than the creator of who you are. And therefore, the we're created in the image of God. So therefore, if you change that and try to change it from male to female, female to male, or a person to an object, then you're saying God made a mistake, and therefore you're rejecting the fact that God made you, whether you believe or not, in His image, male or female. And also because the enemy, our enemy, Satan, and the prince of power of the air, and the demons, are wanting you to transform more in their image through the perversion, through the unrighteousness, the sin, the against God. So that's what's happening there. That's why they're pushing it so hard. They're coming after the children because you can indoctrinate a child when they're 5, and they'll believe it, and then it causes a rippling effect through the rest of their lives. And so people pushing this are not of God. They're not of God, and they're using the. I'm not going to read the whole article, but you can go in there, and again, it's called the White House Proclamation, March 29th, yesterday. The proclamation on Transgender Day on Easter. It's tomorrow on Easter. So why did they pick one of the most holiest days for Christendom to be able to push this agenda to try to merge them together? Because people are if you tell people a lie big enough and enough times, eventually they'll believe it. I believe Adolf Hitler was the last one who said that, and it came true. Um, but what they're doing is they're coming after our children, they're coming after our society, and they're saying God is not the one who made me male or female, not made me in His image. So therefore, I'm going to make myself in my own image. That is idolatry. That is demonism. Realize that. Our leaders are pushing this because, well, you're either following God, you're either an enemy of the world and a friend of God, or you're an enemy of God and a friend of the world. There is no in between. There's no straddling the fence, and we're seeing this. What are we supposed to do? If you're a Christian watching this, what are you supposed to do? Well, is to not only pray, but you are to get in the voting booth. Well, we say, well, it doesn't matter because like the last election, they did what they wanted to do. Am I naive enough to think that deception, which that's one of the main things of knowing that we're in the end times, is that we're in the time of deception. Am I naive enough to think that they're not going to try to do something? Of course not. Are we to go commit violence? No, no. We're to pray, we're to vote, and we're to voice our opinions, show up for the city councils, the county commissioners, the school boards, and to fight back the right way. What's going to happen, in my personal opinion, here's what I think is going to happen. I am waiting to see what's going to happen in November because I have doubts, just like anybody else. I wonder if it's going to happen or if there's going to be an event happen where they can stop it. You say, well, that's just tinfoil hat. Let's see if that tinfoil hat gets passed out in November. Could I be wrong? Sure. Could it be right? Sure, we'll find out one way or the other. I'm not going to say one way or the other, but it just appears that's what they're setting up for. So why did they put it on Easter Sunday? Of all days, they could have put this up on any other day. It's to make a point. It's to make a to see, because people will be up in an uproar for about a day. The main media won't cover it for very much, and they'll pass it on, and the agenda will still be completed what they want to do. Folks, if you're not with Christ and you're saying, "Oh, the end days," they've been talking about that since Paul, since the first century. Christ told us, he said, well, you will know the season. Matthew 24. You don't know the hour of the day, but you will know the season. It's the parable of the fig tree. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in that end time. Is it going to be tomorrow? Don't know. Is it going to be 20 years from now? Don't know. But you can use common sense. You can see that, if you see clouds coming, you know it's getting ready to rain. You don't know exactly the time it's going to rain, but you know it's coming. That's what he warns us about. Be prepared to in case it's tomorrow, in case the rapture is tomorrow, be prepared. Also be prepared if it's 20 years from now and our country falls apart. Just a thought. This is Scott with pray5.org. Do your research, do your searching, read your scripture, tell anybody who will listen about the gospel, because our time is short. See you later.